Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another episode. It's a happy Friday. I hope it has been good to you and kind to you. And in case you're new here, please kindly subscribe to this channel. Support by just pressing that red button, and by doing so I'll appreciate. In case it's morning, evening, afternoon, depending on where you're watching me from. Let's get it growing. I apologize for my chicken. I'm a chicken girl, so in case you hear more of chickens on these videos, it has been like that for all like my videos, so don't mind me. So like we do here, God, I want to thank you for my viewers wherever they are watching me from. May you bless them, may you see them through in everything that they do, and may you encourage them, and may this episode be so much of inspiration and motivation to them. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I do pray and also believe. Amen. You are blessed. So let's get to the video. So like you've seen on the title, the power of embracing your difference, because it's what makes you special. I don't know whether you can relate with that, but I have 4 major questions that will help guide you on this. And the first one is, do you ever find yourself having difficulties to fit in? Maybe it is your friends, maybe it's your neighbors, colleagues, classmates, name it. Have you ever found yourself having it so difficult to just fit in? And you feel like maybe you're different, maybe sometimes they see you weird or something like that. Have you ever been in that situation? I want to leave it that to you. You answer to yourself, and let's see how we can get to embrace this by the end of the video. And question number 2, do you ever find yourself, after maybe an interaction, you question how you carried yourself by trying to fake it just to fit in? I know we fake it till we make it, and I know life sometimes gives us people that, I don't know how to say this, but we don't have control on who are to be placed in our lives, who are to be our neighbors, colleagues, classmates. But the places that God put us, we just find our way to survive, right? And then question number 3, have you ever found yourself like you question your decision upon how you carried yourself, maybe around people, or I don't know? Have you? And the last one is, have you ever felt like your decision is not valued, or it is being dismissed, and you cannot even say it loud because you feel like it is not gonna be appreciated enough? So let me give you a quick story. There was this hare that had wings. It was born different, and every time it was trying to fit in, it was in a situation where, or in a it was brought up in a village where there used to be chickens and hares. And remember, this hare of ours, it has wings, and also it is in a makeover hare, so it is like a chicken hare. I know there's someone who is smiling because they're familiar with this. Yes. And then, so every time it used to wear a cap on its head, so that to try and hide, you know the way a chicken looks like. So as much as it was a hare, the head was not like that of a hare. It symbolized the hare in the chicken, so it was embarrassed of itself. Then the legs were that like for a chicken, imagine. So what it used to do, it used to wear boots to hide that from everybody. So there was this one time they had it is like a transition, do you call a rite of passage, something of sorts. And then it was supposed to like have a rite of passage to get to be a man. And you know, the village where they used to come from, they used, if you get to pass that rite of passage, you're either made a warrior, or you can go and become an adventurer like his father was the king. He would go adventure and come back with things, those gifts, all those treasure, all items that are historic and they're so precious. So he used to have that passion. But because of how he was scared. People would laugh at him and not appreciate him. So this day of the rite of passage came, and all his friends were laughing at him, and he was like, oh my god, I cannot expose myself. So what I'm gonna do, because it was like a competition where it involves you jumping, moving from one point to another. And remember, he had wings, he had legs that were fast, but because he was scared and he wore a cap, every time he was running and the cap was blown, he would reach for the cap because he was scared of people seeing him. Imagine. Then the boots were so heavy, they could not help him actually to run fast. So they made him go slower. Something like that. Go slow anyway. So the father was disappointed. He kept shouting and saying, what are you doing? Can you just be yourself? But the chicken here was scared. Imagine. So one time he decided to go on an adventure anyway, because the treasure that was being looked for, his dad was getting old and he held them up, and he knew the only way to get there was for him to just pursue. And so that's my chicken. So on his way, he was only him and the servant that used to actually help him. So, you know, the lawyers have servants or bodyguards, something of sort. So the servant that was actually, don't forget, my chickens are so loud today. The servant who was assigned to him was a tortoise, Mzee Kobe. So he used to walk slow, but he used to be wise. I think we have seen in most of the stories growing up, tortoise, I want to say tortoise, yes, tortoise, depending on the English teacher that taught you, tortoise, wherever the case. So he kept telling him, son, I think you should consider just embracing what makes you different. But he kept saying, no, I cannot hold how people make fun of me, so I prefer it like this. So on the way, they met another animal. And that animal, I may not know its name, but it is this once animal. It releases its gas. I think that's the best way to put this. Here, the smell can make you faint. I know it in Kikuyu, but in English, I don't know it. So you will find that animal. Once it releases its waste, that bad air, yes, carbon dioxide, monoxide, whatever, that animal, just find it. So they became 3 people and they were pursuing the treasure. Remember, they had enemies that were also pursuing the same treasure. But on the way, the enemies had giants, had these big animals that could scare them because they were just tiny animals. But imagine they just managed their way. So, to cut the story short, because I'm not here to give the whole story, I'm here to deliver the point. But in case you want the whole story, I can be doing more of these stories oftenly. So let me know in the comment section below if you love the stories, and maybe I can consider giving them instead of cutting them short. So, on their way, they were scared because the animals were like baboons. They were big, they were strong, and they could scare them. But he wasn't intimidated. So they decided to use what made them different. They are small, they can run, they can jump, they can do these things. But they got to a point where they were supposed to jump. But his boots were so heavy, they could not allow him to jump. So guess what? This animal that joined them, the one that smells, I think that's the way to put it. She was like, oh my god, when the boot, actually it was when the boot got off. Yes. And then the animal discovered the legs. And he was like, my goodness, you're so unique, you're so different, and you have so unique features that can make us actually move fast. Why don't you embrace that? And he was like, no, I'm embarrassed, I cannot do this. So he never told him anything then, but he kept telling him, you know what? Some people like us, we never chose to be who we are. We were born like this, different. But even I myself, there was this one time, so this animal that smells gave a story of itself. So there's this one time, it was a she, in a situation where they were supposed to win a competition. And things got so bad when they got stuck in a place where it was crowded. So, guess what she did? She raised the gas and they were made, and everybody moved because the gas was too much. So they moved in a way that it was so swift. But instead of the friends appreciating, once they got to the edge, imagine what they did to her. They started running away from her, telling her she smells and all that. So she decided, you know what? I don't need to fit anymore. I can be my own self. So they continued. When they got to the treasure, because it was a mountain, you can imagine, it is snowy and it is so high, but they managed to get there. So once they got there, the enemies got there before them. And guess what the leader said? I knew you'd get me to this place. That is why I let you go ahead so that you can pave way. You know, I don't know whether you've watched movies or read stories and you've seen how treasures used to be hidden. They used to be hidden in such a deep place that, hey, you'd ask yourself, whoever did that, what are they thinking? What are they doing? But anyway, a treasure is a treasure. That is why you have to find it in the most difficult way. So when the enemy told him like that, they were so frustrated, and guess what? He threw them in a deep hole and told them, you know what? Because this place is so snowy, one thing that will happen, at the end of a few hours, you're going to freeze to death. So now they are stuck. There comes the Kobe and the Kasmeli animal and the chicken hair. So I remember this Kasmeli animal told now the chicken hair, let me tell you one thing. The moment you embrace what makes you different, you realize that thing that makes you different is what makes you special. And at this point, you know what you can do to get us out of here. So the chicken hair stretched and just spread its wings and helped them get off. They never died. Guess what? Because of that speech of the Kasmeli animals, they got to a point where it was a cliff and they needed to slide all the way, but they didn't have something to help them. Them the Kobe, the tortoise there. Wherever the tortoise. There's a turtle and there's the tortoise. Anyway, I said, depending on your English teacher, Mzee Kobe, tortoise. So even itself, it was born without a shell, but it kept hiding that from everybody. But because of that speech of that Kasmeli animal, it got rid of it, and they used it as a sliding, you know, like those skating or sliding, the ones that are used to slide when you're in these snowy areas. So, and they managed to get and to overcome the enemy. So, to cut the story short, imagine, some of us were born different. We have always struggled to fit in. Sometimes your opinion may not be appreciated. You know, one thing I can tell you is that sometimes when you just weigh and look around and you see the people that you're around, they can never appreciate your opinion. You don't have to make a point. Sometimes you can just choose to be silent, but that doesn't make you weak. So I'm here to tell you, embrace that what makes you different, and by doing that, you'll just find that treasure. You'll find happiness. You will stop faking. You'll stop trying so hard just to fit in areas that, my God, you realize they don't even matter. So in case you're there and you're thinking to yourself, What is it that makes me different? Or why do I keep trying so hard to just fit in? This is for you. You don't have to try anymore. You don't have to keep pushing yourself to just fit in. Just embrace it. If it's your looks, your smile, your face, your body, your speech, being real. You're not this kind of a person who love to just say things to incite people. You're just a real person. Do it. Whoever will love you for you. Whoever will hate you, actually, let me tell you one thing. In most cases, the people who love to make you feel bad, when you just be real to them and you tell them reality, when they are alone, they always admire you. They always admire your courage. And they wish they had something that you have. So I'm here to tell you, in case you're there, please stop faking it. Just be yourself and embrace it. So that was the episode for today. As you headed to welcome your weekend, please embrace your difference and remain positive. Be kind to yourself and have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy it to the best. Until Monday, same time, same place. Bye bye.